All right, guys, well, I'm back today with another high value and budget Lpvo from CVLIFE, and this one is very interesting because it's a 1 to 10. A lot of companies are starting to produce 1 to 10 Lpvos, and a lot of times they can be well over $1,000 for mid-tier models. So to find an Lpvo that's a 1 to 10 for under $400 is a little bit difficult, especially one that does well. Now, CVLIFE has been producing a lot of their BearSwift Lpvos in 1 to 4s, 1 to 6s, and 1 to 8s. So I'm really glad I got to try the 1 to 10 that these guys sent out to the channel. Now, before we get into the review and what it comes with, I'm going to give a huge shout out to today's channel sponsor, Callaway Ballistics, and their support. They also have a code 704 Tactical for 5% off and free shipping on orders over $200. And they just did some restocks, and they also have Subsonic 9, Subsonic 300 Blackout, and Subsonic 762x39. Definitely check these guys out, and don't forget that code, and a huge shout out to them for sponsoring the channel. Now let's get back into the optic. Now it comes with flip-up lens covers in the box. Now I've popped those off for the review. I used them for about half the review. It also comes with the offset mount and the optic itself. This is an illuminated reticle, and it's a second focal plane optic, meaning the reticle stays the same size, and when you zoom in and out, it doesn't adjust larger and smaller. And now that's pretty good to use at the 1 power setting and the 10 power setting, because this has a bullet drop compensation reticle. Now, the BDC is only going to be good at the 10 power setting. It's not going to be effective at any other zoom level, so something to consider. Now, here's where the kicker is. The price of this 1 to 10 is $240, but just like we always do, we negotiate with these companies on your behalf to drop the price, and there's a clickable $40 off coupon code, and on top of that, they've got some other discounts available, which will be in the description below, to drop the price as low as $180, depending on what sales or codes are going on, so you can get this for sub $200 pretty easy with free prime shipping. Now, a lot of those are affiliate links, so if I had to click on it at the and you want to purchase this, it helps out the channel at no extra cost to you. It just brings you right to the sale page and all of those discounts. Now, this one sits with a 30mm tube in case you wanted to swap out that mount. It's got an adjustable diopter and a zoom lever that threads in and out, which is pretty slick. The zoom knob on this is a little bit stiff, a little bit stiffer than I remember on some of the other BearSwifts. It may be just a batch-to-batch difference, but overall, it's very smooth when it's going from 1 to 10. I also love the fact on like Lpvos in general, with a really good throw lever like this, if you're tracking something across a field like a coyote or a hog or a deer, you want to take your shot, you can simply zoom in to the 10 power setting, use that BDC reticle system, and take your shot to calculate your drop. So that's pretty effective. You can also go right up to the center, right at the 5, and do your math for about 50%, and that's something to consider. Another thing about 1 to 10s, especially budget 1 to 10s, is they really do something bad at some point when it's either at the 1 power setting or the 10 power setting. I've never found one around this price range that can knock everything out and do it well, but this one does a pretty darn good job. The 1 power setting is truly a 1 power setting when you adjust your diopter correctly with your proper eye relief and eyes. And the eye relief and eye box on the 1 power setting is incredibly forgiving, meaning left, right, up, and down is very forgiving, especially for this optic. Now, are there better eye boxes and eye reliefs on other scopes on the market? Well, yes, but it's going to be hard to find one as good as this on the 1 to 10 anywhere under $400. This is just doing a good job when it comes to eye box and eye relief. Now, while we're talking about that, we can also talk about glass clarity, and this has very good glass clarity, especially for the price. Again, you will find better Lpvos out there on the market. And a lot of guys complain when I review budget stuff, and a lot of guys complain when I review top tier things. And there's always a place in your collection or your arsenal, depending on your budget. And this is great for a nice jack of all trades rifle that you're going to be shooting up close, but occasionally taking it out to distance. And that 10 power can really stretch it out pretty far. Now, if you're not going to be shooting super far out there, maybe 200 or 300 yards and in, I would recommend some of the CVLIFE 1 to 6s and 1 to 8s. But if you potentially want to take your rifle out past 300 yards, the 1 to 10 is really nice because that 10x just gives you a little bit easier shots at a distance because you can see the target a little bit better. So it's nice that they offer the 1 to 10, especially for the sub $180 price with all the discounts at the point that this video is going live. Now, the illuminated reticle is actually fairly bright, and the BDC reticle system on this is very nice as well. It's got large leader duplex lines in that draw your eyes to the center, and then a very easy to understand BDC reticle system with a circle dot center reticle, and you can gather more information about that on the Amazon link in the description below, but it's very simple, easy to understand, very easy to use, and it's held zero great. Now, again, one of the downfalls of this optic is going to be when you zoom to the 10 power setting, you are going to get a little bit of tunnel vision. Now, it's not going to be a fisheye effect either at the 1 or 10. That's actually pretty good, but it's going to really narrow down that field of view at the 10 power setting, and to be honest, that's a lot of Lpvo 1 to 10s. It's just really hard to knock all that into a small optic like this, especially at the price, but these guys have done a really good job with it. And again, there's been other $400 and $500 Lpvos that have that same tunnel vision effect at the 10 power setting, or field of view at the 10 power setting, something to consider. And this one is actually fairly lightweight, actually a lot lighter than some other 1 to 10s on the market. Those generally get a little bit longer and larger. This one comes in at right about 23 ounces, so something to consider. If you want a detailed list of specs and features, again, the best way is to head over to that Amazon link in the description below and check it out, as well as check out all of the info in the description for those discounts. Thanks for watching, and thanks to CVLIFE for sending this out to the channel, and Callaway Ballistics for the sponsorship as always. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.